Welcome to my channel, Crochet for Baby. Thank you for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet step by step this little jacket, coat, or sweater with collar for baby boys and girls between 6 and 9 months old. I made it to match the baby blanket that I showed you last week, so I hope you like it. Now, if you want to see the tutorial of the baby blanket, I'll leave the link up here, or if you click the little lamb next to my channel name, it'll take you to my main channel page. You will find the tutorial there. Now, the little jacket that we're going to make in the tutorial, like I said, is for 6 to 9 months, but you can make it smaller or bigger from 0 to 3 months and up to 12 months. Down here in the information box, I'm going to leave some information on how you can make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. Also, if you prefer a written pattern and would like to support my channel by purchasing the written pattern, I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box as well. Thank you for your support. Now, let's get started, but don't forget, all of my tutorials are always in English and in Spanish. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the notifications bell to all notifications so that you don't miss any of my tutorials. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Okay, to crochet this little jacket, I'll be using this 5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this medium number 4 yarn. Now, you can also use 10 ply or Aran weight yarn. Now, to begin, I have a total of 50 chains. This chain here, without stretching or anything, it's measuring about 13.25 inches, which is about 34 centimeters. Now, if your chain is off by 1 or 2 centimeters, just continue. So here, to begin, on the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, into the second chain here, make 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet into the next chain, 1 half double crochet into the next, and so on. For this first row, this is all I'm going to do. I'm going to make 1 half double crochet on each chain. Continue, and I'll meet you at the end of this first row. I'm here at the end of the first row. This is where I did half double crochets. I have 48 half double crochets. Now for the second row, chain 2 and turn. Now these 2 chains never count as a stitch. They're just here so that when we finish the yoke, this part here is nice and straight. Now what I'm going to do here is a total of 6 double crochets. This is going to be the first front panel. So into the first half double crochet, make a double crochet, into the next a double crochet. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now into the next, make a V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Here's the front panel, and here's the first corner. Now for the sleeve, we're going to make a total of 10 double crochets. So into the next, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 double crochets. Now into the next stitch, make a V-stitch, so a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and here's the second corner. Now for the back side, I'm going to make a total of 12 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, and so on until I have 12. Now continue and make these 12 double crochets. I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I finished making these 12 double crochets for the back side. Here's the second corner. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now into the next stitch here, make your third corner. So that's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And now for the second sleeve, we're going to make 10 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 double crochets. Here's the second sleeve. Now into the next stitch, make your fourth corner. So that's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now here we're going to finish with these last 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. Let's finish this second row. I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this second row. I finished making these last 6 double crochets. Now, just to review, in this second row, we did a total of 6 double crochets here for the front panel. Then we did the first corner. Then we did a total of 10 double crochets for one of the sleeves. And then we did the second corner. And then for the back side, we did 12 double crochets, and then we did the third corner. For the second sleeve, we did 10 double crochets, and then we did the fourth corner, and then finished here with 6 double crochets for the second front panel. If we count each one of these double crochets, including the double crochets for each corner, you should have 52 double crochets. Now, to continue for the third row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. Remember, the 2 chains never count. Now, in this third row, I'm going to make 1 double crochet into each one of these double crochets until I come to the chain 1 space here of the first corner. So beginning on top of the first double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets. Inside this chain 1 space here, make a V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now for the sleeves, we're going to work these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 double crochets. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make 1, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Inside the chain 1 space, make a V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now you're going to continue and work these stitches for the back side. You're going to make 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 double crochets, and inside the chain 1 space, you're going to make a V-stitch. Then continue for the sleeve and make 12 double crochets. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and inside the chain 1 space, make a V-stitch, and then finish with these last 7 double crochets. 2, 4, 6, 7. I will meet you at the end of this third row to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this third row. I have a total of 60 double crochets. Now from here on, we're going to be increasing 8 stitches at the end of every row because we have 4 corners, and on each corner we make 2 double crochets. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Now for the fourth row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. Here I'm going to start you off in this row, but you're going to finish it and then do a couple more rows. So here on the fourth row, we did 2 chains, then turn. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double crochets. We have the chain 1 space. Here you're going to make your V-stitch, and then you're going to continue along and work these double crochets for the sleeve, and then here you're going to make your V-stitch. For the back side, work those stitches and then a V-stitch, and then for the second sleeve, again work these stitches, then make a V-stitch, and then finish here these stitches for the front panel. At the end of this fourth row, you're going to have 68 double crochets. Now, like I said, I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but all you're going to do is just repeat this same row. And remember, at the end of every row, we increase 8 stitches. Now, continue watching. I'll let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do for the yoke, so I will meet you at the end of that row. I'm here at the end of the 5th row. I have 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the end of this 5th row, I have 76 double crochets. Now, each one of the front panels has 10 and 10. Each one of the sleeves here has 18 and 18. And here for the back side, I have 20. Now, here for the back side, what I want you to do is, we have a total of 20 stitches. I want you to put a stitch marker into the 10th double crochet. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So on top of this 10th double crochet, put a stitch marker. Here in the back side, I'm going to make an increase. So I'm going to do this in the next row, row 6. So here, to do this last row for the yoke, in the next row, I'm going to divide the sleeves, chain 2 and turn. Now here we're going to work 1 double crochet for each one of these double crochets for the front panel until we come to the chain 1 space. Into the chain 1 space, make your V-stitch, then continue for the sleeve. $18 for the sleeve, into the chain 1 space, make a V-stitch, and then we're going to continue for the back side. We're going to work these 10 double crochets. So that's 8, 9, and into this 10th stitch where we have the stitch marker, make a double crochet increase. So make 2 double crochets there. Now continue and work these remaining double crochets, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so that we finish the back side. And then into the corner, you're going to make your V-stitch, continue for the sleeve, make your V-stitch, and finish here at the end. I will meet you at the end of this 6th row to show you what we need to do next, and there's the increase. I'm here at the end of this 6th row. At the end of this 6th row, I have a total of 85 double crochets. Now, each one of the front panels has 11 double crochets. Each one of the sleeves has 20 double crochets. And then for the back side, I have 23 double crochets because here in the back side we did an increase. So that's a total of 85 double crochets at the end of the 6th row. Now we're going to divide the sleeves in the next row. So I'm going to start counting rows. This is going to be row 1. So for the first row here, we're going to chain 3 and turn. These 3 chains here now do count as a double crochet. Into the first double crochet here, make a double crochet. So here I have 2 double crochets at the beginning. Now skip 1 double crochet and into the next one. It's the 3rd double crochet if you count from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Here make a shell. Each one of these shells is going to consist of 3 double crochets. Now skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd double crochet, make another shell. Skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd, another shell. Skip 1, 2, and into the chain 1 space of this first corner, make another shell. So here for the front panel, I have 4 shells plus the 2 double crochets here at the beginning. Now to divide the first sleeve, chain 5. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip these 20 double crochets for the first sleeve, and into the second corner, into the chain 1 space, make a shell. 1, 2, 3. Now skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd double crochet here, make a shell. That's 3 double crochets, skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd, same thing, make a shell. skip 1, 2, and into the third, make a shell. Skip 1, 2, and into the third, shell. Skip 1, 2, and into the third, a shell. Skip 1, 2, and into the third, a shell. Skip 1, 2, and into the third, shell. Now here's the third corner, skip 1, 2, and into the chain 1 space of this third corner, make a shell. And here's the back side. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 shells for the back side. Now to divide the second sleeve, chain 5. Skip these 20 double crochets for the second sleeve, and into the fourth corner, into the chain 1 space, make a shell. Now here, skip 1, and into the second double crochet here, make a shell. Skip 1, 2, and into the third, a shell. Skip 1, 2, and into the third, a shell. And here, skip 1, 2, and into the third, which is the last double crochet here, make 2 double crochets. And here's the first row where we have divided the sleeves. Now each one of the front panels has 4 shells, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 double crochets. For the back side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shells. So here's the first row, and that's what it looks like. Now for the second row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. Now into this first space here between the first shell and the 2 double crochets, insert your hook there and make a double crochet. Now go down to the row below, and into this double crochet that you see here right there, make this long double crochet. It's a normal double crochet, but we just go into the row below. Now into this space again, make a double crochet. So here we have 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Now again into the next space here, make a double crochet. Go to the row below, and into this double crochet here, make a double crochet, and then next to it again, a double crochet. One more time into the next space, make a double crochet. Go down to the row below, and here you see this double crochet. Here we were skipping 2 double crochets. So into the first double crochet here, so this one here, make a double crochet. Next to it, make a double crochet. Now into the next space, make a double crochet. Go to the row below here and make a double crochet, and next to it again, a double crochet. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these spike double crochets. Now we have the 5 chains here under the sleeve. We're going to go into the first chain and make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now skip 1, 2, 3, and into the fourth chain here, make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So here under the sleeve, I've increased 2 shells. Now skip these 3 double crochets for the back side, and in this space here, make a double crochet. Go down to the row below, and into this first double crochet here, make a double crochet, and right next to it, make your third double crochet. Now again, into the next space, make a double crochet. Go to the row below, and into the first double crochet, make a double crochet, and next to it here, make your third double crochet. This part here is the same as we did here for the front panel. you're going to continue until you come to the next 5 chains. I will meet you right here to show you how we're going to work these chains and then finish this second row. Okay, I finished making these shells here for the back side. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these shells. Now I went ahead and did the same thing I did here under this first sleeve. I did here into the first chain, I did 3 double crochets, then I skipped 1, 2, 3, and into the fourth, which is the last chain, I did another shell. Now here we're going to continue for the front panel, so skip this first shell and into this space here, make a double crochet, go down to the row below, into the first double crochet, out of these 2 make a double crochet, then next to it a double crochet, and then do the same thing until we finish this second row. And now here, this is the last space, same thing. We're going to finish here with this shell. Now to finish this second row here at the end, we have the double crochet and then we have the 3 chains. Now into the space between these 2 stitches here, make a double crochet. And here is the second row. At the end of this second row, you should have 20 shells. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now for the third row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. Now here into this first space between the first shell and the double crochet that we did here at the end, we're going to make our stitch here. So here I'm going to make a double crochet, go down to the row below, and in this case we have the second double crochet. We had the 3 chains and then the double crochet. So into this double crochet, insert your hook and make this long double crochet, and next to it here make a double crochet. And here's the first shell for the third row. Now jump to the next space, into this space here make a double crochet, and here we have these 3 double crochets. Go to the row below and into the second double crochet here in the center, make this long double crochet, and next to it again make a double crochet. Here's the second shell. Now jump to the next space again, make a double crochet, go to the row below, we have the 3 double crochets, and into the second double crochet. Out of these 3, make your long double crochet, and next to it make your third double crochet. This is how we're going to continue until we come to the 2 shells we added under the sleeve. Let's see, go to the row below, double crochet, and then double crochet. Here for the front panel, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shells. Now we have these 2 shells that we added under the sleeve. Into the space between these 2 shells here, make a double crochet. Now go to the row of chains here, 1, 2, 3, into the second chain here, which is the middle chain, make a double crochet, and then next to it a double crochet. So this is how we're going to work here this shell in the center, and now we're just going to continue and work the same thing for the back side. This part here is the same we did for the front panels. Into each one of the spaces you make your double crochet, go to the row below and into the second double crochet, make this long double crochet, and next to it make your third double crochet. This is how you're going to continue now for the third row. Here you're going to do the same thing into this space. You're going to do the same thing I did here. You're going to make this shell and then continue and finish the third row. I will meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this third row. Here at the end I have these 2 chains, and right in the middle between the shell here and the 2 chains into this space here, make 2 double crochets. And here's the third row. At the end of this third row, you should have 20 shells. Now for the fourth row, chain 2 and turn. Now from here on, this fourth row is the row that we're going to repeat for the body of the little sweater. So to start here, the fourth row, we chain 2 and turned. We have the first space here, make a double crochet, go down to the row below. We have these 3 double crochets into the second double crochet. Insert your hook and make this second double crochet, and next to it again make your third double crochet. Again, into the next space, make a double crochet, go to the row below and make your second double crochet. Next to it here, your third double crochet. This is all we're going to do for this 4th row. Again, into the next space, double crochet, go to the row below, a double crochet, and then double crochet next to it, double crochet, go to the row below, into the second double crochet, make your second double crochet, and next to it again your third double crochet. This is how we're going to work these stitches under the sleeve. We're not going to make any increases or anything. We're just going to continue in the same way. Into each one of the spaces, you're going to work your stitch. Now continue like this to the end of this 4th row. I will meet you there again to show you how to end each row from here on and then how to start the next row. I'll see you then. I'm here at the end of this 4th row. Now to finish this row and all the rows to follow, this is what you're going to do. Here at the end we have the 2 chains, and in the space between the 2 chains and this last stitch here, you're going to go into this space and finish with 2 double crochets. You're always going to finish with 2 double crochets, and you're always going to start with 2 chains, just like we did here. Now at the end of this 4th row, I have 20 shells. From here on, we're always going to have 20 shells and 2 double crochets at the end. So now for the 5th row, I'm going to start you off here, chain 2 and turn. Now into the first space here, between the 2 double crochets and this first stitch pattern here, you're going to go here and make this double crochet, go to the row below and into the second double crochet, which is the middle double crochet in the previous row, make your second double crochet, then next to it make your third double crochet. Again, into the next space, a double crochet, go to the row below, make this long double crochet, and then next to it here your third double crochet. And that's all we're going to do. You're just going to continue and repeat the same thing over and over, which is this row here. Now to finish this row, into this last space here, so into this space you're going to make your 2 double crochets just like we did here, and then chain 2, turn, and then repeat exactly the same thing. That's how you're going to continue for the rest of the little sweater here. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do. So I will meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I finished making this part. I have a total of 15 rows from here. This is the first row that we did with the pattern stitch. So from here up to here, there's 15 rows, and it's measuring from the top of the neckline down to this last row. It's measuring about 24 centimeters, which is about 9.5 inches. Now, if you want to make this part here longer, you can add more rows. The important thing is that however many rows that you add, make sure that you're going to start this next part on the right side. The right side of the little sweater is going to be this side. This is where we have the row of half double crochets, and as you can see, there's a little line here around the neckline. So this is going to be the right side of the baby sweater. This here is the wrong side. Now to do this next row, this is going to be the bottom of the sweater, and it's going to be the first row. I'm going to go on top of the last double crochet here, grab a loop here. I'm going to change colors, so I'm going to use this white yarn. I'm going to chain 1. Now into this same stitch here, which is the first double crochet, make a half double crochet. Now into the next one, make a half double crochet. Then into these next 3, make 1 half double crochet. For this first row, this is all I'm going to do. I'm going to make 1 half double crochet on top of each one of these double crochets. Continue. I will meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this first row. Here into the second chain at the end, I did my last half double crochet. For this first row, I have 63 half double crochets. Now for the second row, we're going to chain one and turn. Now in this row, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make front post and back post half double crochets. Now if you have a hard time making front post and back post half double crochets, then what you can do is maybe 2-3 rows here of half double crochets or even single crochets. That would be up to you. Now here to continue, we're going to yarn over. On top of the first half double crochet, make a half double crochet. Now into the second one, this one here, make a front post half double crochet. Into the next one, back post half double crochet. Next one, front post half double crochet, back post half double crochet. Continue like this, alternating between front post and back post half double crochets until you come to the end. I will meet you right here. I'm here at the end of this second row where I did front post and back post half double crochets. Now this is the last stitch. On top of this last stitch, make a half double crochet. And this is how I finished the second row. You should also have 63 stitches at the end of this row. Now for the third row, we're going to chain one and turn. Beginning on top of the first half double crochet, make a half double crochet. Now into the next one, make a back post half double crochet. Next one, front post half double crochet. Next one, back post half double crochet, and so on. Now continue like this, alternating between a front post and a back post half double crochet all the way to the end of this third row. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this third row. This is where I did front post and back post half double crochets. Now here at the end, on top of the last stitch, I did my last half double crochet. Now what we're going to do is we're going to continue along this side making half double crochets. So here to begin, don't cut your yarn or anything, just chain one, and right here is my last half double crochet. Here, insert your hook there into that space and make a half double crochet. Now half double crochet into the next row, half double crochet into the next. Here, since we had 3 rows, we have 3 half double crochets. Now we have this part here in blue. Into this next row, make 1 half double crochet. Now into the double crochets here along the side, make 2 half double crochets. So only go into the double crochets and make 2 half double crochets. Let's see how many stitches we have. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Up to the last row here of the yoke. 22. Now we're going to continue into the next row, make 1, that's 23. Into the next row, make 2, 24, 25. Into the next 1, 26. Into the next 27 and 28. Into the row of half double crochets, make 1, that's 29, and into the row of chains here, into the last chain, make 1. So here you should have 30 half double crochets. Now make sure that whatever number of half double crochets that you have here on this side, you do on this other side. That's the important thing. You could have maybe 1 or 2 extra stitches here, less or more. The important thing is that you do the same number of stitches on this other side. Now for the second row, chain 1 and turn. We're going to work our way down here. On top of the first half double crochet, make a half double crochet. Now into the next, make a front post half double crochet. Into the next, back post half double crochet. Now this part here is the same like we did at the bottom. So all we're going to do here is just alternate between a front post and a back post half double crochet. Make sure that these stitches, again, they're nice and loose. They're not too tight. This part here tends to shrink, or at least this stitch here tends to shrink. And we don't want that to happen. Make sure that these stitches are nice and loose. You can also, if you notice that they're too tight here, you can also use a slightly bigger hook. If you notice that this part here is shrinking, you can pull on it and it should straighten out. That's what it looks like. So continue for this second row. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this second row. Now here at the end, on top of the last half double crochet here on top, make a half double crochet. I have 30 stitches at the end of this second row. Now for the third row, chain 1 and turn. Now here we're going to do the same thing we did in the second row. Beginning on top of the first half double crochet, make a half double crochet. Into the next, a front post half double crochet. Into the next, back post half double crochet. Front post, back post, and so on until we finish this third row. Continue. I will meet you here at the top to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making the third row. Here at the end, I just did my last half double crochet on top of the last one. Then I cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop, and this front panel here is all done. We did a total of 3 rows and we had a total of 30 stitches. Now we're going to go here to this side. To do this side here, we're going to start from the top to the bottom, because if we start from the bottom up, it's going to be on the wrong side. So here we're going to start into the chain space here at the end. We're going to grab a loop here. Here on this side, we're going to do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to start you off here. So here, chain 1, and into the same stitch here, which is a chain stitch, make a half double crochet. Now we're going to go into the next row and make a half double crochet. Into the next row, make 1. Then here I'm going to make 2. Then 1. Then 2. 1. 2, and so on. Here, there's no right or wrong way of doing this here. The important thing is that you make the same number of stitches that you did on this side. You're going to do it here on this side. For me, I have 30. So I'm going to make sure that I have 30 half double crochets here at the end. So continue, make these half double crochets, and I'll meet you here at the bottom to show you what we need to do next. I finished making these half double crochets for the second front panel. I have 30 stitches. Actually, I will have 30 after I do this last one. Here, to make the last one on top of the last one here, make a half double crochet. So I have 30 half double crochets. Now for row 2 and 3, you're going to do exactly what we did for the other front panel. So chain 1 and turn, beginning on top of the first half double crochet, make a half double crochet. Now into this next one, make a front post half double crochet. Next one, back post half double crochet, front post half double crochet, and back post half double crochet. That's how you're going to continue until you come here to the top. Here at the top, you're going to make your last half double crochet here on top of the first one that we did for the first row, then chain 1, turn, and then repeat the same thing for the third row. Continue. Let's finish this second front panel, and then I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making the second front panel. Here at the end, I just did my last half double crochet on top of the last stitch, cut my yarn, passed my yarn through that last loop, and this part here is done. Now, here I did not add any buttonholes because the spaces in between the rows are big enough for you to use 13, 14, or even 15 millimeter size buttons. Also, you can make this for boys and girls. So for a baby boy, we're going to put our buttons here on this side, and the buttonholes are going to be here on this side. And for baby girls is going to be the opposite. So that's what I plan to do. At the end, when I give you the finished measurements, I'll go ahead and give you the size of the buttons that I'm going to use for mine. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make a collar here for this little sweater. If you want to leave it like this and just do a simple single crochet row all around, you can. What I'm going to do, like I said, is a little collar here. I've been having lots of requests for my little sweaters to have collars, so I'm going to go ahead and add a collar collar to this little jacket. If you don't want to, like I said, then go ahead and continue with the sleeve. We're going to do that next. So to do the collar, I'm going to use the white yarn here, and we're going to go here. This is the facing me. This is going to be the left side. This is where I have this tail end. So we're going to go into this same last stitch where we cut the yarn to finish this first front panel. So here, insert your hook, grab a loop here. I'm using the white yarn, chain 1, and into this same stitch here, make a single crochet. Now we're going to make single crochets here along the front panel. So we're going to make 3 because we did 3 rows here for the front panel. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now we have this row of chains, which is the same chain row where we did the half double crochet row. So into these remaining stitches, you're going to make a single crochet just like this right on top. So you can see the stitch right there. So insert your hook there. It's in the same space where you did the half double crochet in the first row. So insert your hook there and make your single crochet. Now into these next 2 stitches, here's the first corner. So into these next 2 stitches, I'm going to make a single crochet decrease. Insert your hook, grab a loop, insert your hook, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. Now if we count these stitches from the beginning, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 stitches. Now continue and make single crochets until you come to the second corner where you're going to do the same thing. You're going to make a single crochet decrease. This is going to round off our collar here. It's not going to be too squared. So we're going to come here to the second corner, and we're going to do our single crochet decrease. So here into these next 2 stitches, make a single crochet decrease, and then continue along until you come to the third corner where you're going to do the same thing into these 2. Here's the third corner, and then continue making single crochets until you come to the fourth corner where you're going to do these 2 single crochet decreases, and then continue and finish here. I will meet you at the end of this first row for the collar, and I'll let you know how many stitches I'll have here for the collar so that you can do the same number. Okay, so continue, and I'll meet you here at the end of this first row. Okay, I finished making this first row. This is where I did single crochets here for the neckline. I have a total of 49 single crochets up to this last one here at the end. Now, if you're off by 1 or 2 stitches, it's okay. Just continue with the next row. So here, to begin the second row, we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now, here I'm going to make 4 slip stitches. So 1 slip stitch into the first stitch, then a slip stitch into the next, slip stitch into the next, that's 3, and a slip stitch into the fourth. So I have 4 slip stitches here. Now chain 3, these 3 chains counts as 1 double crochet. So into this same space here, make a double crochet. For the collar, we're going to make increases at the end and at the beginning. So here are my increases for this second row. Now I'm going to continue and work 1 double crochet for each single crochet until I come to the other side. Right here, 4 stitches before we finish. I'll meet you right here to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this second row. Up to here, I have 44 double crochets. Now into this last stitch right here, I have 3 stitches here that I'm going to leave here for the front panel. So into this last stitch here, I'm going to make my increase, so make a double crochet. So now I have 45 double crochets for the second row. Now for the third row, we're going to chain 3 and turn. These 3 chains do count as a double crochet. Now on top of this first double crochet, I'm going to make a double crochet for this third row, and from here on what I'm going to do is between the double crochets here, right in between 2 stitches, I'm going to make a double crochet. So beginning between the second and the third double crochet, make a double crochet. Between the next 2, double crochet, and so on. Here I'm going to make these double crochets like this. If you prefer to make them on top, you can. It's just going to look a little different than mine, but it should also work out. So the important thing here is that you make your increases at the end and at the beginning. Continue like this to the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of this third row. Up to here, I have 44 double crochets. Now, here at the end, we have the 3 chains into the third chain here, make 2 double crochets. And now at the end of this third row, I have 46 double crochets. Now for the fourth row, chain 3 and turn. Now beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. Now between the next 2 double crochets, so between the second and the third right here, make a double crochet. Between the next 2 double crochet, between the next 2 double crochet, and so on. Continue like this to the end of this fourth row. I will meet you there to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this fourth row. Up to here I have 45 double crochets. Now here at the end we have the 3 chains, so into the third chain here make 2 double crochets. And here's the fourth row with a total of 47 double crochets. Now for the fifth row, chain 3 and turn. In the fifth row, we're going to repeat the same thing. We're going to make a double crochet on top of the first double crochet, and then in the middle of the next 2 double crochets, so between the second and the third here, make a double crochet. Between the next 2 double crochet, between the next 2 double crochet, and so on. Continue like this to the end of this fifth row. I'm here at the end of the fifth row. Up to here I have 46 double crochets. Now into this last stitch here, which is the 3 chains, into the third chain here at the end, we're going to make 2 double crochets. And this is how I finished the fifth row with a total of 48 double crochets. Now for the sixth row, we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now what I'm going to do in this sixth row is slip stitches on top of each one of the double crochets. This is so that the top here looks nice. It's optional, you don't have to do it, but I'm going to do slip stitches. So beginning on top of the first one, make a slip stitch, on top of the next a slip stitch, on top of the next slip stitch, and so on. This is how I'm going to continue and finish the collar. So continue, I will meet you here at this other end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making the last row here of slip stitches all around the collar. This is the last row. Here at the end, I just did my last slip stitch, cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop. Now all I need to do is just hide my end. And this smart collar style is all done, and that's what it looks like. And here's the back side. Now I also went ahead and added my buttons. Here I did 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. Now these buttons that I'm using, these are 13mm buttons. You can also use 14 or 15mm size. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to make one of the sleeves. I went ahead and did this side here already. You're going to do it exactly in the same way here on this other side. Nothing is different. It's done exactly in the same way. So we're going to go here on the right side, and right under the sleeve right here, this is where we added the 5 chains right here next to this long double crochet, so right here, and grab a loop. For the other side, it's exactly the same. So you're going to grab a loop here. I'm using the same yarn with the 5mm hook, and here you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. These 3 chains counts as the first double crochet. So now into this same space here, make 2 more double crochets. So here's the first shell. Now I'm going to make a second shell right here. This is one of the corners, and then we did this when we divided the sleeves. So we have 3 double crochets here. So into this double crochet, we're going to make our second shell. So just insert your hook there and make 3 double crochets. Don't worry about the space here. In the next row, we're going to close that. Now we have these double crochets here for the sleeve. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th double crochet right here, I'm going to make my 3rd shell. Now skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, make another shell. There again, skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, make your next shell. This is how we're going to continue here all around the sleeve. So continue, I will meet you here at this end to show you how we're going to finish this first row. I'm here at this other side of the first row for this sleeve. Up to here I have 7 shells. My last shell here, I did it into this last double crochet here for the sleeve. Now I need to make one more. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to skip this double crochet, and into this space here I'm going to make my 8th shell. Now there's no right or wrong way of doing this. You can do it however way you like. The important thing is that you finish with 8 shells. So here's my 8th shell. Now to finish this row, just go into the 3rd chain here at the end and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished the first row for the sleeve with 8 shells. Now for the 2nd row, chain 3 and turn. Now since we're going to work this stitch here in the round, we're going to have to turn for every row. So chain 3, turn. Now these 3 chains here counts as your first double crochet. So now I need to make my long double crochet. So yarn over and go into this space here, insert your hook there, and make your long double crochet. Now into the same space here, make a double crochet. So here's the first stitch pattern: double crochet, the 3 chains, this long double crochet, and right next to it the 3rd double crochet. Now jump to the next space between the next 2 shells. So right here, make your first double crochet. Now make your spike double crochet, yarn over, and we're going to make it right here. There's that double crochet, and then right next to it the 3rd double crochet. So I have 2 so far between the next 2. Now here we have the double crochets for the sleeve, so this part's going to be easy. So double crochet, yarn over, and here at the bottom we have double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. So into the center double crochet, which is the 2nd one, make your long double crochet, and next to it your 3rd double crochet. Again, between the next 2, make a double crochet, go to the row below, and into the middle double crochet. Out of these 3, make your spike double crochet, and then right next to it a double crochet, and so on. Now continue like this all around. I will meet you here at the end of this 2nd row to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this 3rd row. I have 8 shells all around. Now to finish this row and all the rows to follow, you're just going to go here to the beginning where we have the 3 chains and join with a slip stitch. Now to begin each row from here on, you're going to chain 3 and turn. Now remember that these 3 chains counts as your first double crochet for this stitch pattern. So to make your 2nd double crochet, which is the spike double crochet, you're going to go to the row below. In this case, it's the 2nd row. So you're going to insert your hook there, grab a loop, and make this long double crochet. Now next to it, make your 3rd double crochet. And here's the first shell. Now between the next 2, make your first double crochet, go down to the row below, which is the 2nd row here, and into the middle double crochet, which is the 2nd double crochet, make your spike double crochet, and next to it here, make a double crochet. Again, between the next 2, a double crochet, go to the row below and make a double crochet, next to it your 3rd double crochet. And that's how you're going to continue all around. Now to finish this row, you're going to go here into the 3rd chain here at the beginning, join with a slip stitch, chain 3, and then turn, and then start your next row exactly how we did it here at the beginning. And that's all you're going to do from here on. Now we're going to do a total of 16 rows, which is what I did here for this side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 rows, and then we're going to do the cuff. So continue, make these 16 rows here, and then I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I finished making these 16 rows, so from here up to here there's 16 rows. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 rows here for this first sleeve. Now what I did here at the end of the 16th row is I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and then pass my yarn through that last loop. Now for the next 3 rows, I'm going to use this white yarn, and I'm using the same hook size. So to begin here, I'm going to go into the first double crochet here after we joined. So chain 1, and into this same stitch here, make a half double crochet. 1 half double crochet into the next double crochet, 1 half double crochet into the next, and so on. Here for this first row, I'm going to make half double crochets all around. So continue. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. I finished making the first row here of half double crochets for the cuff. Now up to here I have a total of 24 half double crochets. Now to finish, just go here on top of the first half double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for rows 2 and 3, this is what we're going to do. We're going to chain 1 and beginning into this first half double crochet, which is the same one where we joined, make a front post half double crochet. Next one, back post half double crochet. Next one, front post half double crochet. Next one, back post half double crochet, and so on. This is how you're going to continue for the second row. To finish this row, you're just going to join here to the side with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then repeat the same thing. Front post, back post, front post, back post, half double crochets. That's how we're going to work the cuff here of the little sweater. So continue, finish these 2 rows, and then I'll come back and show you the finished baby sweater. Okay, I finished making these last 2 rows here for the cuff. Here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop, and the cuff along with the sleeve is all done. Now you're going to do exactly the same thing that we did here for this sleeve. You're going to do it here on this other side. It's done exactly in the same way. So here's the finished little sweater. It's all done. That's what it looks like. I already told you I used 13mm buttons here, and the buttonholes are the spaces in between the rows of half double crochets. And here's the cute little smart style collar. It's absolutely beautiful. These are the sleeves. Let me show you the back side. This is the back. Now let me give you the finished measurements. From here, the top of the neckline down to the end of the last row here, the sleeve, it's measuring about 11.5 inches, which is about 29 centimeters. From under the sleeve to the end of the sleeve, it's measuring about 7 inches, which is about 18 centimeter. Now the width of the sleeve here, just the top, it's measuring about 3.75 inches, which is about 9.5 centimeters, and the length from the top of the neckline here to the end of the last row, it's measuring about 11.25 inches, which is about 28.5 centimeters. Now the chest area, just the top, it's measuring about 10.5 inches, which is about 27 centimeters. So based on these measurements, this little jacket, coat, or sweater is for baby boys and girls between 6 and 9 months old. Now you can make it smaller or bigger from 0 to 3 months and up to 9 to 12 months. Down here in the information box, I'm going to leave some information on how you can make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. Now I made this little sweater to match the little blanket that I showed you already. This one here, this is the stitch pattern. I love this stitch, and if you want to see this tutorial, just click the little lamp down here next to my channel name. It'll take you to my main channel page. You will find the tutorial there. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.